John with PT, Dan with Sandler Training. PT Ask Dan.
How?
Out out.
How?
Um, so let's talk about saying more with less. We talk a lot about the verbal communication side when it comes to sales, and that plays out. And not we can certainly spend time there, but I also want to think about it in email and texting form. I still see a lot of salespeople over indulging, over explaining, over elaborating. Um, when in theory the best thing to do would just be pick up the phone and call somebody, but we still use written forms of communication. But I just see it always going, not always, but I see frequently going too far in too much detail, and it never ends well. So can you talk about that? Less is more, especially when it comes to the written, but certainly also the verbal.
Sure. That
Thank
was
you.
less is more.
Nice day.
All right. Well, take a look at the emails that are currently in your inbox and ask yourself this question: why are they still in my inbox? Generally, it's because the response, I'm either waiting for something else to happen so I can respond, or that's going to take a little bit longer for me to be able to figure out how to respond and send that email back.
Yes.
Versus, imagine if you got an email that said, "Hey, John, do you want to do option one or option two?" And all you have to respond back is option one.
Yes.
That's so much better than, "Hey, John, what would you like to do now?" That open-ended question. And by the way, usually in essence, for me to get you to read what would you like to do now, I've put in 20 paragraphs of what's happening and all. And who has time to read all that stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody does it. And so here's rule number one: clean out your inbox. You should only have emails within the last 24 hours in your inbox. If you have more than that, clean it out, because if you have a long list of emails in your email box, you're more like, this is weird, you're more likely to send out longer emails. It's bizarre, but that's just the way the mind
How
works.
it goes. Yep.
Clean inbox, shorter emails. It's bizarre. So clean it out. That's number one. Number two, when you're sending an email, it should be something that you've already discussed,
Yes.
or you're confirming like an appointment or something like that. If you're going to do anything else, give them a short yes, no option type response. That's all that's needed from them.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
just we've all gotten into that trap of trying to over explain and elaborate and share detail. It happens to all of us. I had one recently where I've been going back and forth with somebody for a little while, and I just finally said, ready to go. and, and she sends a note back and says, yeah, like great, paperwork's on the way. She's like, okay.
Love it.
I had all these elaborate, detailed back and forth things, and I got caught up in the cycle of the nonsense. And when I kept it simple, she was ready to go.
That's when they respond.
Yep.
Hey, that's kind of like a theme to a lot of our podcasts. Make things simple, including our look. And I will say, when I'm sending out text messages, it has to be simple because I don't like long. But it's amazing how many people send me long text messages, and I
Uh,
just get lost in all the details of it.
well, the funny part is, if you think about it, we've been in all aspects of this. Somebody gets this really long text message and they're scrolling up, and what do they do with it? They don't read the darn thing. They say to their friends, look at this nonsense. I just gotta, and they're like, what's supposed to do with that?
That's right.
All
Could
right.
you imagine? Could you imagine if I called you up and you said, "Hello, it's John," and then for the next 3 minutes I talked and never asked you anything, or never, you would be hanging up on me or doing others. Well, that's the same thing happening when you get a long email or a long text message.
Here's the others all the way back around the bend. We try and over answer questions. So we try and answer almost every possible outcome rather than just asking a question so they can clarify for us too.
Oh, I love that. And then to add to that, when you ask a question, get quiet. Don't then fill in it with a couple other sentences. Just
Yes.
ask the question and shut up, please. There you go.
Goodbye.
Take care.